ID. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Simon, I'm Dean's best man. I've basically known Dean since 2003 after meeting him at Hendon Police Training College. So I'd just like to start by describing Dean. Dean is extremely intelligent, he's extremely good looking, and he's got great, oh sorry Dean, I can't read you right, I'm going to have to go over what I've got. It's far less flat. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to start at the beginning. Dean was born on the 22nd of July 1968 in Lewisham Hospital. Now I've tried to find something interesting that happened on that day, but there was nothing. Absolutely nothing. I did, however, manage to contact the midwives who were working that day at Lewisham, and they did say they still remember the day like it was yesterday, and they still refer to it as if it was Ugly Monday. Dean went off to attend Wybourne Primary School. Now Dean, he wasn't like any of the other 5-year-olds, he was actually 11. And Dean was quite famous for being disruptive, so things haven't really changed. He was famous for hitting Richard Walker with a tambourine, and he was famous for playing Jenga with the Bibles during the Lord's Prayer. He was also famous for his love of hide and seek, but the other kids soon got bored as they would always find Dean hiding in the closets. It doesn't get much better than that. Dean then went on to attend Crown Woods Comprehensive School in Eltham. Now it's here that Dean had aspirations to become a famous sportsman. But I contacted Dean's PE teacher and he said that it was never going to happen as Dean was absolutely useless in every position. So I hope just for Lee's sake that things have now changed. I'm actually sorry to use an innuendo, as I did promise Dean, as soon as one come up, I would immediately whip it straight out. So if sport's not working, Dean turned his attentions to drama. And when I found this out, I was like, Dean? Drama? Really? But anyway, it seemed like Dean had found his niche. And he did a bit of acting work and appeared in such things as The Bill. Apparently there are Betamax tapes that still exist with that. So. It was obviously here where Dean had got the idea to join the police force. But he put his application and he was actually turned down because he was too short. So I'm glad they actually changed the rules on that, so I'd still be working in Burger King. But Dean went on to work in a few jobs until 2003 when he achieved his dream of being accepted into the Metropolitan Police. Now it was at this point I met Dean, and I have to say that most of our getting to know each other involved lots of drinking in pubs and clubs. This has meant that I've seen Dean dance, so I'm actually worried if the guys do a first dance tonight, I assure you all saying I've confiscated all of Dean's glow sticks and poppers. I'm also a bit worried about music choices, which you'll hear later, so all I can say is expect a lot of Kylie and a lot of Eurovision. Dean passed out of Hendon and went to work on the Borough of Lewisham, and I went to work on the Borough of Camden, so I've never had the pleasure or displeasure of working with Dean. So I took the time to contact Dean's inspector. I rang him up and said, "Sir, have you got any funny stories or ammunition on Dean Powell that I can use at his wedding?" He said, "Are you on your mobile?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Save your credit, this is going to take quite a while. I'm back on a job phone." So the first thing I asked was, did Dean have any nicknames on team? He said, "Yeah, Dean is simply known as God." I said, "Wow. People must really think a lot of him." He said, "No, it's because he makes up his own laws, and if he does any work at all, it's a bloody miracle." He then went on to say that Dean's got two sides to him with his police, and a kind of good cop, bad cop thing going on. When people need to feel the long arm of the law, Dean can provide that, but he also has a compassionate side too. This was evident when Dean rushed into action at the centre of Lewisham to save an injured bird. Dean stopped all the traffic at rush hour, set up cordons causing mayhem, to only find that the injured bird was in fact a discarded builder's glove. It's a true story. Also, on the subject of animals, Dean actually threatened to arrest a member of the public for animal cruelty because he deemed their fish tank to be too dirty. I And also to show Dean's caring sharing side, he once seized a van for being driven with no insurance. He felt so sorry for the driver who's moving house, he used the police van to assist with the move. I'm sure the new commissioner is very proud that we are now assisting criminals and competing with IKEA home delivery. But all jokes aside, Dean is a great guy, and I'm seriously honoured to be his best man today. I'm also grateful that I get to wear my tux again. The last time was working as part of the job at the royal wedding, and that was full of queens too. So but seriously, I'm honoured to know Dean, and I'm also honoured to know Lee as well. And I'd just like to do, in my own unique way, the story of how these two wonderful people ended up here today. Now, Dean, you could say, was a bit of a man about town. Cruising the lone savannah, some could describe him as a bit of a cowboy. He was out one night in a club called Wig Out when he first met Lee. Now those of you who know Lee will know how good he is at DIY, and he was working on his house that day, and he popped out for a couple of beers. Their eyes met, they got chatting, and they had a few drinks together. They had a lovely night, and Lee suggested that they go and grab a bite to eat together. The trouble is that it was late, and there was only kebab houses and McDonald's to choose from. But as they left the club, they noticed a restaurant still open in the distance. They went in and found that it was, in fact, an Indian. How many people? The guy said, because he was an Indian. They said two, and they sat down to a lovely meal together. And as they say, the rest was history. It was some time later that then Dean popped around my house and he knocked on the door. So I answered. And Dean said, "Simon, what do you think about marriage?" I said, "Dean, I'm very flattered, but I'm already married to Brie." At that point, my wife joined me at the door. Now, she is a nurse, but it was embarrassing because he actually caught us on Dress Up Friday. Dean and Lee then said they were going to get married, so we all went out to celebrate. So you can guess where we went. So yeah, we went to my favourite Indian. The guy at the door said, "How?" Because he was an Indian. Many people, we said 4. We sat down and had a lovely meal together. It was there that Dean told us that they were moving to a quaint little place in a gorgeous house by a river, and he asked us for suggestions as to what they could call that place. So I come up with a great idea. What about the young man's country abode?
Ah, cool.
They both loved it. And for those of you who know, those of you who've been to Dean and Lee's, it's a great place where you can hang out with all of the boys, have a good meal, and do whatever you feel. So I'd just like to say, Dean, and Lee, you will now always be known as the Village People. At this point, it's traditional to read out some cards from people that cannot be here today, and I do in fact have 2 cards with me. Just open them up. Shaking. It's not that I'm nervous, it's just I'm alcoholic, and I promised I wouldn't have a drink before this week. So the first card, to Dean. Congratulations on your great day. I don't know who the hell you are, but apparently we worked together at some point. Good luck, Reg Hollis from the Bill. Second one, you'll like this one. To Dean, I'm going to miss our nights just hanging around by the pool. Good luck with the big day, Michael Barrymore. Right, so that's me now done, and I'd just like to finish by saying what amazing guys Dean and Lee are, and I seriously mean that. In their own right, they're awesome, but together they're going to be like some super duper Power Ranger, I think. Seriously, Dean, it's a huge honour to be your best man, one which I will treasure for the rest of my life. When I was growing up, all I wanted was a brother, and when my parents introduced me to my baby sister, I cried for 2 days, and I don't think she's ever forgiven me. But after meeting Dean and forging the friendship that we have, I can now say my dream of having a brother has definitely come true. So I'd just like to wish Dean and Lee all the best for their future together. I'm certain that you're both going to have many years of laughter and happiness to come. I think I speak on behalf of everyone here in thanking you for inviting us to share in your very special day. So if everyone can raise their glasses, please, and toast to the finest groomsmen in the village. To Dean and Lee. Now, if I could hand over to Steph, Lee's best person, I'm sure it's going to be a lot more funny than I am.